You know, our nation's immigration system is broken. We do have laws, and if we were to enforce them, I guess it wouldn't be broken. So my big plan is to enforce the laws, but also, you know, look at our southern border. I was down there this summer, and I was pretty appalled by the lack of intensity by the feds in terms of securing the border. The sheriffs, deputy sheriffs, and border patrol people were telling me that they have a catch and release program. Someone's coming across the border. If it's a first-time offender, they just say, sorry, you have to go back. That's not very effective border protection. And they just find a different way to get in. They've gained some experience in terms of what not to do. The fences are the kinds of barriers that would have barely slowed me down as a child. And one case I saw a hole cut in the fence as large as a small car, a few strings of barbed wire across it, which wouldn't stop anybody. But even more disturbing is the fact that there's free flow of drugs. Heroin, marijuana, just flowing through freely. And we have an epidemic going on in this country. We don't need to be debilitating our people with drugs. So this is another role for the government to play. And a Carson administration would vigorously, you know, enforce the drug policies and keep drugs out of this country. In order to seal the border, you do what has worked in the past. In Yuma County, Arizona, they were able to stop 97% of the illegal traffic by putting up a double fence with an asphalt road in between for quick access, putting border guards on the border, and prosecuting first-time offenders. If you do that in all 9 sectors, you can close that border off in less than a year and add motion detectors and drones for early detection. We have radar equipment which will allow you to see if anybody's trying to dig under. So, you know, we have the ability. We just don't have the will in the current administration, but we would in my administration. Also, you have to turn off the spigot that dispenses benefits to anybody who is here illegally. That makes it much less palatable to try to get through all the barriers to get here if you know you're not going to be rewarded when you get here. We have to have real penalties for people who hire people who are here illegally, not just a slap on the wrist. Now, that's going to stop a lot of the traffic from coming in. You still have 11.5 million people here illegally. What are you going to do with them? Well, if they have a pristine record and they want to stay here as guest workers, I would allow them a 6-month period to get registered. They have to pay a back tax penalty. They have to pay taxes going forward. They do not get to vote. They are not citizens. Anybody who wants to become a citizen has to go through exactly the same process as anybody else from any place else in the world who wants to become an American citizen. That way, you know, we don't collapse the farming industry and the hotel industry and others that are really dependent upon these people. But also, because we have sealed the borders, over the course of time, you have fewer and fewer people who fit into that category, so the problem takes care of itself.